So here we have a copy of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero #1 from Marvel Comics, printed in 1982. As you can tell, this is an older CGC slab. You can tell from the label itself. It's not the oldest, but it is one of the older ones. It's quite a bit thicker, as you can see here. And you'll also notice how loose the label is in there, right? So this isn't the newer casing where the label is part of the inner well. Right now, the inner well you'll notice through here. Now we're attempting to crack, press, and resubmit this particular book because it is a 9.6, and the reason being is that, and this will become clearer once we crack it out of the case, but the book itself has some rippling to it that can be pressed out as well. Right here, by the foot of the soldier, there is a, let's see if we can see it. There's a slight tick with a bend to it, and we're going to try and press that out and see if we can't get a more favorable grade. Now, these books were printed on a kind of a cardboard paper, which is and is not forgiving at times. Like I said, this issue has gained some moisture, but we're looking at really sharp corners here. So we're not seeing too many detractors in the book. We're just seeing those two. We should be able to fix at least one, which would get us the outcome that we're looking for. So I have a tool that I'm going to use to crack this open with. This is a crowbar. It's a little mini crowbar. Actually came with man crates. Now this is my first time cracking open one of these cases, but as I understand it, it is pretty simple to do. As you can see, we're able to get a gap here, and then we're just going to force the crowbar in there. And we're going to find a seal and try to pop that open without damaging the book in the process. So we'll just do a little rotation there, and we've cracked that one. That gets us access to the rest of the book. So now that the book is free from the case, I stand corrected. The label is part of it. That's actually what I meant to say. Whereas the newer labels are actually not part of the encasement, or the inner well, I should say. As you can see here, these are more of a paper one, right? So they're separated from it, but they fit into a separate section, a separate channel of the well, or rather, I should say, of the case, and not part of the inner well, which is what we see here. All right, so now we're going to attempt to open this very carefully. All right, now there's multiple tools that you can use to try to remove the book. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut along the line of the inner well so as not to cut the book itself. Halfway should be good. And then we're going to trim here. You see the little pocket right there? All right, we're going to cut right below that. All right. Now that we have that, we're able to, oh, not quite. Let's cut along this side here, just so we can peel it back. All right. Now we should just be able to slip that right out. safely and soundly. All right. Then now, we've excised the book from the actual case. I'm just gonna put this on a clean surface. And now we're going to examine the book. All right, now that we have the book out, we can more closely inspect it, and we'll see what we have. So, as I was saying about the waviness of the book, is evident throughout. So this is not a flat book. All right, we can see that there is some dirt here that we'll clean up. Now, I'm surprised at this, for this book to have gotten as high of a grade as it did now that it's actually out in the open. We'll try to attempt to get this in the right lighting, but there are multiple spine bends through here, and CGC is not too keen on lots of spine bends. And we've got some more dirt up here at the top that we'll clean up, and through here. And as I said, we have this very small bend. Let's see if we can get the light to it. This very small bend here with a very slight color break. Forgive me while I focus the phone. All right. Now, let's inspect the rest of the book for any other hidden defects. We've got a couple of impressions right in here. Now, all in all, I mean, it is a beautiful book. Nice, bright, white pages. So, you should be able to keep that designation. And I'm really hoping for this to come out as expected. Let's get that centerfold and see. Should have a nice tight centerfold, and we do. Both staples are in the right spot. All right, so this shouldn't be too hard of a challenge. We're gonna clean it up, and then we're gonna press it, and we're going to resubmit it for grading with the hope and attempt to get a 9.8. All right. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned for the results. I'm at my LCS, and he's got recently a customer had come in and had pretty much just dropped off a whole collection of G.I. Joes, the original series. But he also got a slab of #1.
Nice.
But it's old case, right? It's way old case. It's ugly old case. It's not the other one. It's still this one, right? It's the gray label.
It's the G2 Generation 2 case.
It is, right? It's the step from the other.
There's the old case.
It's not that one.
I don't have any of those Generation ones. Like, I'm sort of looking for one, but it's like I have to actually like the book too. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, right. And it's cloudy, and the book is loose in there. I don't think there was an interwell at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and it looks kind of warpy, right? I'm like, all right. So this was a 9.6 old label, cleaned and pressed, and I cleaned the back up too. The back was kind of dingy as well. See how white it is?
Yeah, it looks great.
So got a lot more of the white out of there. You get to really see that Mobat tank. Well, let's check it out. No forgiveness.
Ooh,
that color breaks it's just a deal breaker with a 9.8.
Feels like from what you described, though, that it was probably overgraded at 9.6, and you probably cleaned it to an actual 9.6.
Yeah, I think that's probably where you're right, JP. Because I got this for I think it was a little over 100 in an old case. And then let's take a look. Let's see what that book's at now. 9.6 on that. Yeah, so it was 90-day average. Yeah, I got it. I want to say I got it in the last year. So 90-day average on that. It's come up a little bit. It's come up about $50. Last sale $261, so now it's up about $100. So that's good. I'm liking that. But yeah, I was really kind of hoping for this almost $600 on it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
it's $600 now.
Yeah, it is crazy. So a little bit of a letdown, but I guess
can't win them all.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, just G.I. Joe collectors, man, or like Star Wars collectors. They're rabid, man.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I grew up on G.I. Joe. It was the first comic I ever owned, was G.I. Joe's. And because I went from the toys to the actual books and everything, and from G.I. Joe to X-Men and Judge Dredd and all sorts of other crap at the time.